It's the third day of the ongoing U.S.-African Leaders Summit, and part of the activities saw the President of Namibia sign a trade agreement with the United States African Development Foundation. The summit, which began on Tuesday, has featured a range of sections on topics from trade and investment to health and climate change to peace, security, and governance to space or cooperation. Responding to questions from journalists, Namibia's President H. Godfred says it is vital for the United States to have Africans on board to discuss matters of relations, especially as it relates to economic development.
Africa does exist, and other countries, Europe, and Africa-Europe summits, I mean China, Africa, Russia, Africa. So it was very important that all the United States come on board to have Africa-US summit. A summit is not just sake of discussing good relations, but we're now going to the second phase of our development, that of economic development. We therefore want to tell the world Africa is open to do business. We are there to develop our own countries, but we hold hands from the world so that they can come and invest. We have all kinds of materials, but investment must not just come as in the past, to come and take the raw materials and take them out and add value outside. It must add value addition. It must be done in Africa to transfer technology and create jobs. That's the idea. So there's a good summit. We had good meetings with the President of State on Africa problems, where there are problem areas like in Mozambique, in DRC, and so on, and also forthcoming elections in Zimbabwe. So I think that's a good visit. Some of us fought for our independence. We value it, and therefore, to be said you are either used by this power or that one is not there. We're meeting as sovereigns. We're meeting as friends. We're talking about what U.S. can do in Africa and what Africa can offer to the United States.
Also, the President and the CEOs of United States African Development Foundation, while speaking with our correspondent, Evelyn Danepele, says he expects the summit to build trust and place emphasis that the deals be led by Africans.
We see a number of deals taking place here, and of course, there seem to be like trust issues flying around. Everyone's talking about how lofty some of these commitments are. In the middle of, we have deals that haven't been realized, and then new ones have been made. How do you see these new ceremonies coming into reality on the back of, these trust issues?
Sure. Well, I don't see any trust issues in the work that USAID has been doing in our engagement with African governments. And in fact, this deal that we just signed with the government of Namibia has been in the works for about 9 months. And so I visited Namibia earlier this year. At the request and invitation of the President, I was given a wonderful tour of some of the challenges that rural communities and entrepreneurs face in Namibia. And so we've spent this year building that trust and hammering out a deal which we believe would be African-owned, would be African-led, as is the approach that USAID prefers. And so we feel fully confident in the fact that this is a family affair between the government of the United States, the government of Namibia, USAID, and the Ministry of Trade of Namibia. So we're excited.
Sure, thank you. I want to know, are there any kind of structures to sort of like track these commitments in terms of holding the governments accountable? And if yes, what are these structures? What do they look like?
Well, I can't speak to other people's agreements and tracking them, but for us, if you watch our space, you'll be able to see every year in our financial reporting to Congress and so forth that this deal will be moving forward, that these grants will be being dispersed, and because it's public information, there's no way to hide it. And so it would be very easy to track something like this.
Thank you so much.
And today's discussion is interaction is dedicated to high-level discussions among leaders, with Biden's opening the day with a section of partnership or partnering on Agenda 2063, the African Union strategic vision for the continent.